Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am BorderWise and welcome to From the Depths, version 3.0.5.6 in the stable branch. Because if you are watching this, it's because From the Depths has moved out of early access, it has officially been released, some updates still pending, and we get to enjoy a period of peace and stability, where there's not going to be any major updates or any major changes at the very least. There's still going to be stuff added, and this is the last big one, and it's all about Steam. And you might be wondering, looking at the very, very stealthily camouflaged laser canoe we have right here, what has this got to do with Steam? Well, I am doing my best to learn how to use Steam engines finally, because goodness knows they were not easy for me to learn. Well, they're still not easy for me to learn, because basically no one really knows how to use them at the moment, simply because they've been changed so much. And this update's no different. The reason we've got this guy is because this is the first craft I've legit built that uses large steam engines. And before anyone asks, these are not very good. And you'll notice we're using barely any of the power to power this huge laser. And quite a strong laser at that, and the props on the back and all that stuff. But yeah, I am pleased with how relatively cheap this thing is, because it's not small, it's over 100 meters long. It costs 100,000 materials, which frankly isn't much, but it has this pretty strong laser on it. It does burn through materials something silly, but it's gaining them back almost as fast because it is just melting marauders. Yeah, that laser has a ridiculously large amount of AP on it, I should mention. So yeah, it's I'm reasonably pleased with this thing. It's not very efficient. It has way too much empty space in it. I could fit so much stuff in here. But in any case, this is another video where we basically watch a canoe do canoe things. I am pleased with this turret cam, by the way. Do also like the new laser optics, because they look cool. But yeah, so we're going to be reading the patch notes and firing lasers a lot. So, version stable update 3.0.5.6, Steamy update, that's actually in the patch notes. The final version of Steam engines is finally here, so let's go over the changes. The difference between main power sources are as follows, according to the devs themselves. Fuel engines are versatile and the components are very cheap. If they aren't consistently used at their maximum output, they will cool down, and their efficiency will be above what's shown on the stats screens. Good for backups and craft with erratic power usage. So, basically, if you have craft which, I don't know, perhaps they use LAMs or something like that, fuel engines would probably be good for that, because LAMs don't consume any power unless they're recharging, so perhaps fuel engines will be best for stuff like that. Or maybe particle cannons, at the very least. Custom jet generators, they're efficient, but the components are very expensive to buy and have strict placement rules if you want to use their full potential. They're very attractive, sexy, I choose to interpret that, if you already have a working jet engine and just have to pay for the generator and some extra combustors/compressors. Cost inefficient if they are consistently taking damage. So yeah, that is the fuel engine that, well, not the fuel engine, that is the power source you'll use on something that's using custom jets anyway, and I can confirm, I cannot believe I have not done, I think I have mentioned it in videos before, but like, custom jet generators are fantastic. They are so useful. It means you don't have to strap an engine onto your little jet fighters at the very least, so they're super cool. And hell, you could make a laser jet fighter just by sticking big custom jets on it. That's cool. And steam engines, finally. Very cheap components, and they are much more compact than fuel engines with the same efficiency. So, yeah, they're very power dense, can confirm. No placement restrictions, but their efficiency drops sharply when they aren't running at their maximum output. Good as the main power source of craft with consistent power usage. So basically, the idea is you use a steam engine when you have a craft that is consistently going to be using a lot of power. Because, like, they're very dense. And can, like, it's the number you see down in the bottom left is deceptive, because a steam engine under load doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't actually give 72,000 power, at least with the setup I have here. it gives a lot less than that. If I, for instance, there's a quick way to show this, and this video is probably going to be pretty darn long because I keep demonstrating stuff. So where is it? By the way, if you want to test engines, ECM jammers are the best thing for that. So we've got about 59,000 power left. If I set this to 10,000, you'll see we're not going to get that. Or are we? Interesting. We totally are. Let's stick another one. 20,000. Nope. Sorry. Let's see if we can get those steam engines to maximum load. Let's go here. 15,000. Yeah. Let's go 12,000. Whoop. 13,000. 14,000. Nope, that's too much. 13,500. Yeah, that's about it. So yeah, the actual output of the engines, or the stable output rather, let's drop that down to that, is around 27,000, which is still decent engine power for the size of them, and for the fact that you don't need to build a whole custom jet, and you don't need to pipe exhaust or something like that. And also, I did mention that the steam engines I have in this laser canoe, they're not very good. Can confirm, they're not very good. I'm just happy I can just get these damn things working at all, because for the longest time, I couldn't even attach pistons to cranks. So, I'm still happy with that. Alright, so important quality of life changes. First quality of life change we need is to spawn in more stuff, because we appear to have, shock horror, run out of stuff. Let's spawn in just way too many dusters. Because popping dusters with lasers is so much fun. Please don't kill my computer. Yay! It's like having a giant fly zapper. Alright, so, quality of life changes. All components save the steam and kinetic energy they have when the craft is saved or pulled from play. On loading, everything is instantly restored to that point. That is very convenient. It means you don't have to get your steam engine to, always warm up. Let's zoom out a bit so we can see. So we can see the fireworks. I scrolled down, no. Okay, boilers do not burn materials when they reach maximum pressure now. Out-of-play resource usage is similar to the in-play one. This is a huge difference because it means that when your boiler's reaching maximum capacity, they're not actually costing you anything. And also when they're not actually using power, which is super convenient. It means steam engines aren't perpetually just burning all your money. Crankshafts and multi-purpose shafts are not separate anymore. If it's a rod and it rotates, it can connect to axis, shift gears, propellers, and drills. Also, I didn't fully understand that sentence, but that sounds like a good thing. Are we going to lose our turret? No, we're not. Reduction gears do not need to be and can't be stacked anymore. They were renamed to transmissions. See their pros and cons below. Okay, so that bit has changed completely. We appear to have lost a lot of blocks. What happened? Paint got scratched. All good. All good in the neighborhood. This might be too many marauders. What am I saying? There's no such thing. Okay. The changes below hopefully emphasize the different pros and cons of Steam and take away the focus from some usability problems. Our laser canoe is flying. It's totally flying, it's just flying on water, guys. It is totally driving into the midst of the Marauder pack, and I'm not sure if I'm okay with that. Thank goodness for multiple layers of metal. Oh, that is such block confetti. It is lovely. Can we actually get some friendly fire going? That'll be sweet. And, alright, so pressure differential and kinetic energy. So, pistons and turbines have a fixed maximum steam throughput. How much steam can actually pass through them depends on the difference between input and output pressure. Output pressure for turbines is 0. Pistons convert 40% of the steam passing through them to kinetic energy on the crankshaft, pass the remainder to their output. And I've recently been informed on a community post that making a good steam engine is all about using that output pipe on turbines to maximum efficiency. Small turbines get 2 turbine blades for each body. Large ones get 1 blade for each body. How much steam they convert to kinetic energy depends on the input pressure divided by the blade count. Lower pressure drop/blade equals higher efficiency. So the lower the pressure per blade, the more efficient it is. Okay. Piston and turbine output scales with the kinetic energy of the crankshaft or the turbine's rotating assembly. Okay, cool. Kinetics Loss. Crankshafts and turbines both slowly lose a portion of their kinetic energy over time. This loss is proportional to rotation speed, so more significant and lower outputs could be thought of as a combination of friction/inefficiency from lubricants gunking up at lower temperatures. So steam is more efficient at higher rotation speed, so at higher loads. Okay. Each gearbox, crank, piston, crank generator, flywheel, and turbine blade increases maximum kinetic energy loss. At maximum output, this loss is low enough for steam to handily beat fuel engines, but gets more significant when power needed drops. You can combat it by shutting off, by cutting steam from the rotating components, but you'll still lose their stored kinetic energy over time and have to respin them when they're needed. So basically, steam is more efficient than fuel at higher loads, but it is less efficient than fuel at lower loads. That is what I'm getting from this. Please let me know if I'm interpreting this wrong. Gods, I love this. The more I look at this conveniently camouflaged laser canoe, the more I like it. Because it's actually, this is better than the... Oh, we lost some materials. I guess we burned through it. No, we didn't. Cool. Okay, reusing steam from pistons. This is the thing I mentioned earlier. Single stage pistons and turbines now have decent stats, very high power density, but low efficiency, still much higher efficiency than before. Feeding the piston outputs into another set of pistons or turbines adds another processing step and increases efficiency. Also reduces the pressure difference in the pistons, whose output is reused, so total volume efficiency goes down. So basically, it's a trade-off between power density and efficiency per volume versus overall efficiency. And okay, good. When you reuse piston steam, you can also add parts increasing kinetic loss. So how many steps are worth it depends on crank size, that should be your crank size, layout, and use case. More stages mean noticeably higher kinetic loss, total output ratios. Let me read that again. More stages mean noticeably higher kinetic loss as a ratio to total output ratios. This means your choice is between a dense, inefficient engine or an efficient, high-volume one. The dense engine also has lower total mass, and a lower portion of its output is kinetic loss, so tolerates changing demand better. So, okay, that makes sense. How much of my hull did I just lose? Ooh, that's not good. Alrighty, where was I? Crank sizes! Small crank lines are the most power dense. All efficiency improvements are dropped in favor of being compact, so they also have the highest relative kinetic loss. Medium cranks have similar raw output to small ones, but their relative kinetic loss is much lower. They are slightly less dense and more efficient, and lose less at lower output. Also have higher relative crank mass, so their response times are lower. Huge cranks are very efficient and have a low relative kinetic loss. Volume efficiency is slightly lower, but still very good to compensate for the awkward form factor. Yeah, they are kind of awkward. I don't like the holes that are happening here. I'm not a fan of that. Please stop hitting this. Apparently we did take a shot to the face though, and we survived it. That's nice. Let's see if Laser Boy here can fully survive this onslaught of marauders. Always tend to underestimate marauders a little bit. Oh god, that looks bad. No, it looks good. Shape and volume considerations. Each individual piston and crank adds the same base kinetic loss, so sharing cranks between multiple pistons means that loss is slightly lower relative to the total output. Can also make the crank lines harder to place, especially for large, huge pistons. Isn't it just meant to be large pistons? Turbines can be very conveniently fit anywhere, so their base stats are slightly lower than something like 12 huge pistons sharing 4 cranks. Alrighty. So yeah, so the consideration is given to the fact that cranks are awkward to place. Propellers and transmissions. Transmissions are single blocks that can take a fixed amount of kinetic energy from their input shaft and add it to their output. Their output shaft has a minor kinetic loss. Transmission braking takes away kinetic energy at the same rate, wastes the kinetic energy taken from the output shaft. Steam propeller thrust scales with their rotation speed. Steam propellers can now be used directly on the crankshaft, reducing volume and removing the minor kinetic loss. This is probably to make actual steam props more useful again when compared to just, you know, sticking steam props on a fuel engine, which I keep forgetting we can do at the moment. Transmission's max output. Input shaft rotation speed ratio can be set on the transmission. Twice the output rotation speed for propellers means twice the thrust, but also 4 times the kinetic energy stored, responds slower, and wastes more energy when braking. I just realized that lasers are really quiet compared to guns going off. That's kind of good, so you can hear me, but also kind of lame, because I like explosions. Okay, the previous system had very narrow and specific rules, had to break some of the designs using engines made under those rules to open Steam up and add some variety. We are sorry about that, but it had to be done to make the game better in the long run. With the release and Steam being done, the big breaking changes and reworks are out of the way. So that's overall good news, and also good news is that this big Steam thing is winning. I appreciate that a lot. Did we get hit in the lasers? We did get hit in the lasers. Or no, we didn't get hit in the lasers. What am I saying? I'm panicking for no reason. We are burning through material, something amazing. Look at this poor lad. Look at this poor lad getting lasered in the face. Wow, we did lose some buoyancy. This thing pretty much only has roll props, by the way. No pitch props at all. It also has a heavy armor in the rear that probably isn't helping it. Oh well. So yeah, that's basically... How long did that take me? Oh, that didn't take long at all. Damn it, this video is... I actually wanted to do a long video for a change. My videos have been very short lately. It's no good, it's not satisfying. But yeah, so... There was something I wanted to check, actually. What was it? Oh yeah, I wanted to look at the transmission. You go godly for a second, because I don't want it to get blown up. Oh, never mind. Let's go... Steam engines... Transmission. Where are you? Ah, here we go. Connects 2 shafts and makes it possible for the output to change its rotation speed on demand. Okay. So you can muck around with that. Cool! That presumably means that you can make Steam systems that are more responsive. That's nice. Wow, thank goodness for armored everything. Well, yeah, that was fun. That was like, I'm like, believe it or not, I'm actually having fun mucking around with Steam now. It's like even though I was woefully ignorant of Steam and still am, it feels more accessible now? I don't know, it's just like, I'm starting to get it better. The advice I'm getting over the internet is also quite helpful. So, let us spawn in just a whole bunch of flying squirrels, because that's hilarious. I'm sure they won't kill me. But yeah, so that is the Steam update that has come with the official release. From early access to not early access. There's got to be a word for that. I think there is a word for that. It's just called release. So yeah. Super excited. I'm still got a few streams left. 3 streams left on this, on the From the Depths Steam store page if you want to go on and check that. I believe I shared that on Twitter. I think I shared that in the community page as well. Wow, we are mincing these flying squirrels. How awesome. But yeah, so thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Yes, there will be more update videos. I interrupt my own spiel. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or through channel membership if you like, it really helps. Thank you to all my current supporters, and I will see you next time in From the Depths. I can finally get busy with tutorials and all the series and stuff again, now that no major overhauls are incoming. Farewell!